to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. I'm Dean.
I'm Brian.
And I am Nick. And if it's your first time joining us, this is a little irregular episode, but we're three friends from three generations talking about different pop culture things. We can be found on YouTube and Facebook at Convincing Idiots. We are also on Twitter at Convincing Idiot, singular, on Instagram at Convincing_idiots. And now we have a very special TikTok account, and there you can find us at Convincing Idiots as well. Also, we're available email convincingidiots@gmail.com. And we are available everywhere you like to listen to podcasts. We are on Spotify, Apple, Google, many podcast platforms. So I mentioned it's a little bit of an irregular episode today. We had some things come up with some of us and things we couldn't record on a normal day. So today, I think, boys, we just talk about some pop culture things. Some things have been going on, check in. Because, people are definitely, sitting around. When Wednesday rolled around, they're like, where's my Convincing Idiots episode? And then it just never came. And they don't know what to do. What was up is down and vice versa.
Well,
so
it's okay.
They need to hear us.
Well, it's okay. I took both of our fans. I sat them next to each other and I explained them what happened. And
that's good.
There were some tears, but we got through it.
Yeah. Well, they knew we're coming back, so that's good.
That's right. We at least threw Matt's Wednesday routine off. So sorry about that, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it folding laundry? There was a certain, or he likes to just have us on in the background.
Watch Jeopardy, and then apparently we're after Jeopardy out there. So. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's hard to follow Jeopardy, but all right.
Yeah. Well, actually, there was a little clip about Jeopardy we'll talk about here, but yeah. So we'll talk about our next episode toward the end of this here. But yeah, first of all, before we get into some stuff, how are you? How was your week since we last shot? Dean, how are you? You had like a gallon of margarita today, so you're doing all right today.
I mean, not only am I doing all right because of the margarita, that was so heartfelt the way he just asked me, "How are you doing today?" It really made me feel like he cares. I mean, I know he doesn't.
No,
but it really made me feel like he did. That's very nice.
I feel like that he put in the effort, fake albeit. At least he did that. That's cool.
Yep. Well, the Conways helps a little bit too.
That's about right. That's a valid point.
Helps with the caring.
Yeah,
that's right.
So you had you had a little household plumbing. Mishap. That's why we couldn't shoot on Tuesday, Dean. So
every couple of years the roots grow into the main pipe, into the main drain, and it backs up everything. So there's a lot of shit to clean up, and that is a literal statement. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I had to deal with that. We got it snaked out. We got it cleaned up, and so.
So how much shit were you actually in?
Oh, it seemed. I mean, it seemed like in my mind it was just covered walls and floors and everything.
I mean, we talking a couple inches around the weight, how much?
No, it was just some splatter, some on the floors, or some that come out of because I have the downstairs toilet, and it came up through there.
Okay, see, in my head, it was like, have you seen the scene in Titanic where the water is rising up to the ceiling and she has to go under to find the lock to undo the lock to get out? I figured it was kind of like that.
Maybe not quite that bad.
Okay, so it was even less than my couple inches was like me lowballing it, so it was even less than that.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean,
that's good.
It was still cleaning up, my own shit off the ground. I mean, and
that's not the first time that's happened, Dean. Let's not act like.
But there was also, water involved, so that, it was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just one oh look, a turd. I reached down, pick it up, and throw it away. There was a little more to that. But yeah, I mean, there was also water involved, so that it was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just one oh look, a turd. I reached down, pick it up, and throw it away. There was a little more to that, but yeah, it was unpleasant.
Yeah.
All right. So your feeling was not unlike some of our listeners out there. What they feel like when they watch the show, perhaps.
Oh, now
In some
I
respects.
completely get them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah.
to. I would like to say now that once I now understand them, that I will change and try to do better. But I mean, let's face it, I can't.
I feel like you're kind of at the height of your game. You're peaking right now.
Jesus, that's a scary and sad proposition. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Dean's, and that was his highlight this week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since we
Yeah,
last
that's
shot
right.
the episode. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
You ever think, guys? You think
No.
anybody's ever like taken a drink and got like a tiny ice cube or small ice cube stuck in their throat and it starts choking them, and they were calm enough just to let it melt, and then they were fine?
Sure. That just happened to you?
A little bit.
Okay. Very good.
I'm glad you made it through, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd do without you.
Better podcast.
Less
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
talk.
Yeah, it's a good TikTok clip. Dean almost choking.
That's right.
Everything's fine now. The ice melted. Yeah.
I'm joking. No, I'm fine.
I'm good. I'm good. So how about you, Nick? Did you have a better
Nikolai
week than
Volkov.
a plumbing situation?
I've got no current plumbing situations.
I heard he stuck his finger in his plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a new situation. That's just
Mhm.
kind of a Tuesday afternoon.
Keeps
when
things
you find
flowing.
yourself alone. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
just healthy. Practicing good.
Banging around like a knife in a mayonnaise jar.
Mhm.
Yeah. No. Yeah, doing good. Nothing crazy here. No plumbing issues. I was ready to record on Tuesday. I'd done extensive research on Monday evening.
Yeah.
So I'm fully prepped for this Tuesday's episode. But yeah, just
My apologies.
No, you're good. You're good. But no, just work and stuff, and hanging out, watching some hockey and stuff, and watching. I would like to plug. I was watching a lot this weekend of the NWHL, which is the National Women's Hockey League. They are having not their first season. They've been around, but there used to be 2 leagues. But I watched a lot of it this weekend. Toronto now has a team called the Toronto Six, so I enjoyed watching them over the weekend. And
The Toronto
was really the Toronto Six. Yes, like
as in
the
the
6,
number.
as in like the number, or like what they call Toronto. Yeah, so the 6. Yeah,
Okay.
and they are the 6th team in the league. So, but anyway, there used to be 2 ladies leagues. One folded. Now there's just one. And actually, this weekend they're televising some of the finals of their tournament on NBC Sports. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty big deal for. It's kind of hard to get notoriety, I guess, when you've got certain women's sports and something like hockey where you don't typically have a lot of access to that. So, but those girls are really talented, and it was really a lot of fun to watch. So
I thought they were
cool to watch a
ending
lot of that.
NBC Sports.
They are, yeah. NBC Sports is like, we'll put whatever on. No, but I mean, those,
Right.
like I said, there's no shame in having them on. They're incredible. But I did hear that NBC Sports is, I think,
Right.
yeah, like.
Because hockey's going to
Totally.
move, I guess, to the USA Network.
Right. Yeah, their
certain
contract
nights.
ran out, and they whatever happened, they didn't re-up with them, or they got a better deal from someone else. And that's pretty much. I mean, I don't know. I think NBC Sports shows like. No, that's even on regular NBC. I was gonna say like Kentucky Derby and stuff like that, but that's on regular NBC.
That's regular NBC.
So I honestly, I mean, that's really all I go to NBC Sports for, is to watch hockey. I don't really know what else they do show, but
well, they have that Peacock network that I think they can move stuff on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That streaming thing. Mhm.
yeah.
Would you heard the I don't know if you're familiar that WWE has their own network,
Yes, I've heard
their
that.
own
Yeah.
streaming network. Well, they just sold the rights, so the WWE streaming network is going to be on Peacock starting in March. And they sold it to $1 billion, $1 billion for 5 years.
Wow.
Oh,
NBC's paying WWE
Holy
to have
crap.
their network.
Someday, guys.
that'll be us.
Right.
Someday.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to take steroids, but I think we
Yeah.
can at least bulk up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a quick
Hey,
visitor
buddy.
here. I got a little
Oh,
got a
that's all
little
right.
Mr. Oliver here. Oh, it's my youngest. Oh, I'm on a weird
Hey.
chair and he's falling.
Did he just bite you?
He did not this time.
Okay, good.
He has
Good.
in the past for sure.
It's like a
He did
cat. You
not
never
this
know
time.
if they're gonna attack if you pick them up.
Yeah.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
So Nick, we
Yep.
saw a picture of Lane on our page last week. So Lane also has Lane's World. We talked about his podcast.
Correct.
So
he was.
How old is Oliver? So Lane is 9.
That is Lane. Lane is 9. Oh, get up here, buddy. This is Oliver. Oh no, camera's crooked. The whole thing's coming undone. This is Oliver. Right. Oliver is 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver,
hey, buddy.
Tell the listeners what you like. What is your favorite thing? What do you like to watch or listen to?
Apparently not a haircut.
No. Yeah, talking to there. What do you like?
Hi, buddy.
I like scary movies.
He likes scary movies.
Excellent.
Not allowed to watch, but he likes them. He likes the characters.
Sure. Scary movies like Jingle All the Way.
Like Ghostface, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Pennywise.
Oliver.
Yeah.
All the other ones.
I again would like to reiterate. Okay, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Thank you.
He doesn't actually watch them. Huh?
No, he's not allowed to watch them. So there's a thing on there, like on YouTube, where kids, I don't know, I think it's Roblox, or there's different games, different like YouTube videos that people play where they make these different characters. So he's familiar with Ghostface and Michael Myers and all these different things, but he's not. I mean, he's 5. He obviously doesn't. I actually did let both of them watch Pumpkinhead this Halloween because as I've said on the show before, I love that movie, and it's not very scary, I don't think. And there's really nothing too graphic or whatever on it. So I did let them see that. But yes, I would like it to be noted on the podcast. I'm not a horrible father. I don't let him watch horror movies. But he's a little too young yet.
Pumpkinhead's not that scary.
It's not.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay. Thank you.
It's not that great. It's not that great either, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
He can't hear you. You're not going to be able to.
I know.
He doesn't have the headset.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Brian, we've made the round now. What's going on with you, buddy? How you doing?
That's all right. Well, first of all, we did mention that since we shot 2, all 3 of us were in the same location last Friday at your place, Nick.
We were, yes.
We didn't even take one picture or
nothing.
Zero content.
Yeah.
Zero content.
Well, you were wearing that. You were wearing that hat, Brian, and that when Nick wasn't going to talk to you, so that's probably what happened.
That's right. That's right. I got a picture of Lane wearing it.
Not right now.
Right.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. And I got home from Nick's house about 3:30 in the morning. I haven't done that in quite some time. So it was Saturday was a little bit slow.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun though. It was good to see you guys and glad you came around. So we had a friend of ours and maybe sometimes listener or viewer. Bo, my buddy Bo, came into town and surprised me. He did surprised me with a text that he was in town. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna need you to get down, buddy. I gotta talk right now. I'm so sorry. He's climbing me like a jungle gym over here. But no, he sent me a text that he was in town if you wanted to see him or whatever. So his wife was kind enough to drop him off at my house, and we hung out all night. And yeah, you guys were there for a while. Brian was there till 3. He and I didn't end up crashing until like 5, which that's been, I'm gonna say, probably years since I was A, up that late, and B, have had that much to drink and was up doing that. It's coming up on 33 now. It's been a few years since I've done all that, but it was a good time. I haven't seen him in like a year, and it's been quite a while. It's actually since our first podcast, I think, since all 3 of us were together in person. That literally was the last time.
Yes.
That you guys, you guys have been together, and that we, Dean and I see each other at work and elsewhere. He's my brother-in-law, so we see each other at family functions and things. But that was the first time all 3 of us had been together since October.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, we're keeping it small and safer.
Yeah.
So, but we'll get together soon.
Venom.
But
I know that spelled right there.
That's right.
It says Venom. Yep, it does.
That's right.
He knows what that spells.
Nick has a whole Venom wall of figurines and all that in his basement.
Yes.
Well, yeah. After this weekend, I got sick and I went and got a COVID test as a precaution, which was negative, fortunately. So that's good.
That's good.
Dean asked if I was old enough to get the vaccine yet legally. I said no. And then,
I thought he was in that first age group that was getting them there. I wasn't sure.
You mean your home nurse didn't bring you one pronto right over?
Yeah, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Mabel, bring me another Conway's. I have a little button down here I had to push. Yeah. Thank. Thank you very much. See, she's great. She's great off camera.
Very nice.
I never get her to come on camera.
Yeah. Well, she's modest. That's not what she's there for. You know, she's there to do a job.
I can give her tips because I come on camera all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. Just like in Passion of the Christ, right? Right, Dean? So there you go. Yeah. So
Brian with the steel.
Stealing my bit.
So I told Dean, Nick, last year, I had a cat who, first of all, my girlfriend's cat, it's like, the breast's kind of stinky and all that a little bit. Mm-hmm. She goes and gets the cat checked out, has some type of condition where the cat's own body is fighting off its own teeth. It's a condition I guess cats can get. So literally their teeth is rotting out of their own head, right? So she had to have all the teeth removed from her cat.
Is the cat from Barberton?
No, believe it or not.
Huh.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a meth cat or nothing like that. So then I'm like, wait a minute, my cat's breath is also kind of bad, and he's a little bit drooly. Took my cat in, exact same condition, had to have all my cat's teeth removed last year, right?
They're the same thing?
Same thing.
And you've never heard of this before, this one cat, and now your cat has the same thing.
He had the same thing. So all his teeth are removed. And what I learned is that animals, they don't really chew their food, because you wonder, can they even eat hard food? Yes, because they don't really chew their food. They kind of just gobble it up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Things you learn.
I remember seeing that from like my cats growing up, their vomit. It was like the pieces of cat food in like whatever, like just whole
like
hunks of the,
How do you know that the you guys just didn't have a vet that just collected, like a weird guy that just collected cat teeth?
Every checkup, he yanks a new one out, makes a necklace.
Got a little necklace on, little teeth, little rotted teeth. Anyway, so this past week, I've been meaning to get my dog checked out, and the vet had said he's going to need a couple of teeth removed. Had him surgery yesterday. 10 teeth removed, my dog, yesterday. And it's like, well, how many teeth does a dog have? Apparently, they have like 44 teeth, apparently.
No way.
So anyways, between a cat and a dog's teeth and her cat's teeth, that is a very nice vacation. Let me just say that. That's a very nice little vacation. That's at least. I'm not even kidding. That is a cruise with airfare. Not that we would travel right now and do that necessarily, but it's that much money to have dental work done on 3 animals like that.
That's gotta really suck to say out loud.
Yeah. So that was my week, my poor little guy, but he's gonna feel better, and he's anyway. So that was my low light of the week, I guess. So
gotcha.
All right.
So we all had a pretty shitty week there, huh?
Yeah, you literally, and us more figuratively. Yeah. But anyway, happy not to have COVID, and we're all still healthy, and it was nice to see you guys last weekend.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, yeah, that was cool.
All of that. So, all right. So we thought we'd talk about, like Nick said earlier, and we may run these. And go ahead.
Real quick before we get into
reading.
This episode is brought to you by Blake Insurance. Blake Insurance is an Erie.
I'm sorry. I do care about Blake Insurance, and I love Aaron Blake, and I'm very happy. But I'm going to take this time to get this guy situated somewhere else, because he's just.
Yeah, if you can't see us right now,
my camera's shaking.
Nick just gave like the stern dad look, like, yeah, if I'm going to get you, you better pipe down, you.
I don't know why. Yeah. It doesn't work. It doesn't. It doesn't do anything. Okay, I'll be back. Right, so tell him about Blake Insurance.
Take care of Ollie, and we'll listen about Blake Insurance. Dean, what you tell us about Blake Insurance?
Blake Insurance is an Erie. I don't know why this is so Erie Insurance.
Why is it difficult? Because you just had a gallon of margarita. That's difficult.
Let me try it again. Here we go. We'll go.
Mm-hmm.
While we're waiting for Nick here. This episode is brought to you by Blake Insurance. Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located in Barberton, Ohio. They offer auto, home, renter's business, or life insurance that is above all services. Call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today.
Very good. Very good.
Now, I actually I have all my information to Aaron right now, and he's I mean, yes, it wasn't exactly the 5 minutes. I mean, he will do the 5 minute quote, but he's putting together my package now.
Okay.
That sounds pretty nice. I didn't know he did all that.
You came in just for the right to talk about my package. No, but he's going to be able to save me some money, and I mean, these days, who doesn't need that, right?
Absolutely. You need it for plumbing. You need it for child care, perhaps. Yeah. Child
more margaritas.
Training.
Mm-hmm.
Margaritas.
Training.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we thought we'd try these and kind of pilot these. We might add these this week in pop culture separately or separate segments and all that. We're just going to play around with these and kind of see how it goes. So we just kind of looked up some headlines of stuff that happened in the general pop culture-y news since we last shot here, guys. So I'll just kind of throw out some headlines and, whatever thoughts that you might have, and that's it. Just going to kind of go through these a little bit. So last week we had not a happy anniversary, but it was I couldn't believe it. It was 1 year ago last week that poor Kobe Bryant and his daughter passed away in that tragic helicopter accident. So
yeah,
it was the curse that started this whole. It started the whole year going downfall.
It really was. You kind of think about that. That was like, the pandemic hadn't quite hit yet.
Yep.
And at that moment, you're right. That was like the worst news. And in my time, I'm trying to think that. Now, we also lost Henry Aaron last week, baseball great, natural causes, right? So he was the home run king, at least for a while. And a lot of people still refer to him as the home run king, beating Babe Ruth's record. And he had to deal with a lot of terrible racism and everything else. But, he handled all that with dignity and class and all that. I mean, he passed away as an older gentleman. But I'm trying to reflect on my time of a sports hero at that level who was just tragically killed in some type of accident like that. I mean, it may have happened. I just
he might
remember. And not in my lifetime. It's probably go ahead.
Well, Brian, he might not have been on that same stardom level, but Roberto Clemente.
That's true. Plane crash,
in a
right?
Plane crash as well. Yeah,
that's right. At his time, that's right. That was a very big.
Yeah, and he was currently playing.
That's
right. He was in the middle of his career when that happened.
But certainly in NBA stardom, I mean, he's probably one of the biggest or the biggest in our lifetimes as adults. Certainly.
Sure. At
least you hope that that's only the only one. But that was a significant.
I remember how struck I was when I got multiple notifications, all the different apps, and between news and sports news and everything. It was such a big deal, and I remember it hit me weird because I'm a basketball fan, and and just in pop culture in general, Kobe Bryant's a big deal. But I guess it hit me weird when my mom called me, and she was like, "Did you hear Kobe Bryant died?" And I just remember, I'm like, obviously I think I know who my mom knows who Kobe Bryant is, but the fact that she called me to tell me that, and it's not, I mean, I like Kobe Bryant stuff, but it's not like I wasn't like a big Lakers fan. He wasn't like, I didn't have his jerseys as a kid. I mean, he's, obviously great, and I always liked him and stuff, but it was just that he was at that level of celebrity that my mom was like, "Did you hear about Kobe Bryant?" It was just kind of struck me kind of odd. It wasn't somebody that I, would have thought that obviously she would take note if something had happened to him or whatever, but just the way she called me as soon as she found out, I'm like, wow, yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, it was very surreal. And like you said, I mean, before COVID happened, this was a weird year, right? Because in many ways, people are on lockdown. There's not as much you could do. So in some ways it felt like it went slow, but in that regard, when life was still normal, I mean, that feels like forever ago. But at the same time, a year later, it's like, wow, it just kind of flew by. I don't know. It's hard to explain that the way time moves sometimes. But
now, Brian or Nick, you've always been a NBA fan or basketball fan, correct?
Yeah.
That's why you're wearing the jersey now.
Yes. Yeah. The Raptors are playing tonight.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I was confused. I thought you were actually a lead singer in a '90s rap metal band. I was a little confused on the outfit.
Oh, the Raptors.
The Raptors.
No.
No, actually, my band's name is
with the hoodie and the backwards hat.
Oh, okay.
My band's name is the Raptures. It's very metal. It's rap metal. Yeah.
Very good.
When
Very good.
when your guys' big hit, Ham Gravy.
Ham Gravy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The Ham Gravy Hammer Down
Now,
Jam.
was that the joke you wrote down?
No,
God, I hope not.
Okay.
Jesus.
I want to know which one. So Dean says I wrote a joke down while I was having this margarita earlier.
No, it doesn't
And we're
work on
waiting.
this episode.
Okay, it's in the pop culture year one.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know which joke is when it happens. I'd like to know which one is the one that's actually prepared and written down.
Actually, it could work for this. It's really like I said, I had been drinking and I thought of this joke.
So wait a minute. Before you do this, you're gonna do it now.
Yeah, because
When
I'm not sure it's going to be funny.
But you think it'll be somehow more funny now, or just because we're on topic?
Since we're on topic and really, I think in my mind, we were going to come into the episode, and before we were going to say what the episode was about, I was going to cut in and say that we actually we're going to discuss. Once again, I'm not finding it funny as I'm reading it. It's more of the once again, it's all chicken scratch as well. That we were all going to go around and decide which Spice Girl we were. Right.
I really enjoyed it, but it was because of your reaction to it when you delivered it.
Oh yeah. It's not good. Well, we were at trivia, and I think a Spice Girls question came up.
Well, being the youngest on the show, I'd have to be Baby Spice, right? That would be mine.
I think I'm Scary Spice. That's what I would like.
Yeah,
I get that.
Like. Yeah. What are you, Dean? So who are you?
He's Ginger. He's the dirty one that leaves for Playboy.
Is there a hack joke Spice?
Hack
Because
jokes.
that's who I would be.
I don't know that you're posh.
Definitely not posh.
There's posh, sporty. I'm probably missing one too. Maybe not. No, posh, sporty, ginger, baby, and scary, right?
Which one showed her tits on Playboy?
That was Ginger Spice. I feel like that's you. You're the one that would ditch us in a second for some sleazy opportunity. That's you. You're Ginger.
Yeah.
The name doesn't make sense, but when you dig into the history, I think I should have called Ginger. There's nothing sleazy. That's.
Well, he would leave us for David Beckham. Is that her, or is that?
That's Posh Spice. Yeah.
Posh Spice.
I mean, I would do that, but also if somebody, if somebody else pays me like $50 to show my tits, I'm out of this podcast. It's.
Oh sure.
Would you do 37.42?
Find 20 more cents and you got yourself a pair of tits.
You would do it for a pint over at Ignite.
That's right.
Lane, go get your piggy bank.
All right. Well, just slightly funnier than Dean's joke. We had a couple more deaths over the past week, unfortunately. I'm kidding. There's nothing funny about people passing away like that. So we did lose Larry King over the last couple of days. So do you know who Larry King is, Nick?
I do know who Larry King is.
I'm just curious.
Yes, I am very familiar with Larry King, yes.
Have you ever listened to him? Or
and watched the show and stuff like that, Larry King Live, when they, there's many celebrities that were on Larry King Live that I, watched that he would interview and stuff like that. And yeah, very familiar. He was one of those ones, it's like almost like when somebody like when Regis Philbin passed away and stuff like that, we were like, oh my god, like so many years, such an icon in media, and
and
like
it just never
been around
occurs to you that they die.
Right, and I mean, obviously he was really, really old.
Right.
But like when it
80s,
happens, you're still like, it's like someday when Betty White goes, or so you just be like, oh my god, like obviously, yeah, she's not gonna live forever. Maybe she might, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's just one of those weird things where you're fully aware they lived a very, very full life, but it's still you
don't necessarily need to say what they died of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
right.
Yeah, just old age.
Old.
He had COVID, I guess, and got through it. And his wife said that it was other complications, but he had beat COVID or whatever. But yeah, Larry King. I mean, for a long time. I mean, he was like one of the pinnacle interviewers of his time. I mean, he really had a lot of big stars on through the 80s and the 90s and all that. Yeah. I recall sitting at work. This is during Operation Desert Storm, when we were just, bombing and just listening to Larry King. It was just like he was so on top of it. And it was very, and at the time it was like, oh my gosh, it was just a constant bombing of another country. It was really crazy and nutty, and it was just, I remember listening to him talking. It was very calming for me, thinking and trying to process everything at the time. That was in the 90s, a long time ago. But yeah, he had a lot of big
Nick's
stars.
Parents actually were doing the same thing while they were changing his diaper during that time.
Probably right. Probably right.
I was doing some bombing of my own, if you know what I'm
saying. All right, so
was it better than Dean's at least, Brian? Nice. I need validation. Was it better than his?
How can we make death funny? I'm kidding. So then we had Cloris Leachman.
You've clearly never killed a clown.
Yeah. Cloris Leachman passed away this week. So do you know who Cloris Leachman was, Nick?
No, I do not.
Okay. Dean, do you know Cloris Leachman?
Yes, I did.
You do,
Absolutely.
Right? She was in, I think, the Mary Tyler Moore Show back in the 70s, right? So she was kind of known for that. She did win an Oscar for, and I can't think of the movie, but one of my favorite, absolutely not one of, my absolute favorite role for Cloris Leachman was Young Frankenstein, Frau Blucher. Frau Blucher. Every time you hear Frau Blucher, a horse would neigh in the background. She was so funny in that movie. Just straight actress, hilarious, and she was also in, I think, Malcolm in the Middle and some other TV show.
Wait, who was she in Malcolm in the Middle?
Not Malcolm in the Middle. She was in the
Raising Hope.
Raising Hope.
Oh, the grandma.
She was the grandma.
Yes, yeah. She was also in. She was the grandma in Bad Santa too, was she not? Let me make you some sandwiches.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, I do know. I mean, not by name, obviously, but yes.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, very good dramatic and comedic actress. I mean, very, very funny. So that was that made me say Young Frankenstein is one of my favorite movies. As a matter of fact, my dog is named Igor from that movie, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Loved her in that. So, yeah, so rest in peace, Larry King and Cloris Leachman. And we remember Kobe Bryant. We got the Super Bowl.
Cicely Tyson?
Cecily, yesterday, you're correct. Cecily Tyson, right? Well-known actress and I think singer, right?
And model.
Think she was.
Yeah.
Cecily
model.
Tyson.
Yeah, she was more.
She won the Academy Award in 1972 for the movie Sounder.
Thank you. I meant to write her down. Thank you for bringing her up as well, right? So yeah, three definitely icons in their own time, most certainly. Let's see what else we had this over the past week, guys. We had certainly big news. The inauguration happened with Joe Biden and all, and so that was seemed like longer ago.
It does.
Yeah. That was just last week.
Like 2 weeks ago.
No, it's like 9 days ago, something like that.
Yeah, the
last Wednesday.
Yeah. A week ago, Tuesday or Wednesday, right?
Correct. Really?
Yeah, Tuesday. We could go Tuesday. That happened. It seems crazy with all the storming of the Capitol the week prior and all that ridiculousness and scary times. But no, that went through without a hitch.
Yeah.
Fortunately. So, and obviously we had Kamala Harris, the first female vice president, and also the first minority as well in the vice president, the vice presidency. Period. So I almost said presidency, but obviously not with Barack Obama. And one of the biggest things that came out of that, certainly, that I think was, one thing that really America really needed to come out of that whole experience was, of course, the Bernie Sanders memes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That came out of that event.
If you looked on our Facebook, we had a couple up there.
Yeah, there was an Instagram post with it as well. Yeah.
Yep. Just thousands and thousands. There's actually a lot of clever ones out there. With, Bernie.
The beauty of it, he took it upon himself, and his team, to put that picture on sweatshirts.
Yes.
And sold them and gave 100% of the proceeds to the Vermont Food Bank or something like that. Or Meals on Wheels or something.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
He's a treasure. He's a true treasure.
And that's pretty awesome. It's
Yep.
you could get mad about that stuff, or you can embrace it and have fun with it, and he certainly
Right.
did. So that's pretty cool.
Did you guys happen to see the Bobby Knight one?
I did. That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I just
We
saw
threw
that.
the chair across the court, and he was spinning on it. That was pretty good. I think I shared that with you guys in our little group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joe Biden, one of the first important things that he did in office was that made the news was the removal of the infamous Diet Coke button. Do you know about that?
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Is
Did you
that
know
for
about
real?
that?
Like
That's for real.
Really?
Did you guys never knew that?
he had
Uh-uh.
a button to
So-
deliver
so-
Diet Coke to him.
so
It was
Trump-
for-
Trump
I thought
had
he was trying to I thought Brian was trying to beat our shitty joke.
no. So while Trump was known for drinking Diet Coke, he would have
Well, at least he was trying.
12
Yeah.
So he had a button installed on the Oval Office desk, and he would push a red button, and a butler would bring in a Diet Coke in a glass on a tray.
That is insane.
And so one of the first things that Joe Biden did was have the button removed.
I'm really kind of waiting for his punchline here.
No, that was it.
That is
I'm just.
insane.
That's a true
Why have I
story.
not heard about that?
Yeah.
Can
That
I
is
tell
crazy.
you?
Story.
Can I tell you the joy that it brings me now to be able to laugh about Trump things again?
Mhm.
It's
Right.
just, and we don't get into politics on here, whatever. I'm sure you could probably guess where we all stand or where each one of us may stand on things. But I'm glad that I'm not fearful that it's, not saying it's gone forever, but you know what I mean? Like I'm glad I'm at a place now where I can just laugh at him again. And that's all it is.
Laugh
That's
now.
fun. I know, that's what I said. It's,
Laugh now, because it's all still
Mm.
part of the QAnon plan. Laugh now.
Right. Yes.
You won't be the last one laughing yet.
Mm-mm.
Anyhow, all right, moving
Nope.
on. Yeah, so we also had, over the past week or so, WandaVision on Disney Plus.
Nick, are you
launched a
caught
couple
up?
weeks ago.
I'm not, no.
Ugh.
So the third episode launched last Friday, and that's become a nice hit for Disney Plus. So you've
tonight-
seen it.
Tonight's the newest one. I
That's
haven't
right. Tonight's
got to see it
episode
yet.
4. That's right.
I'm going to do that
yeah.
when we're done here.
So you haven't seen it at all.
Not at all,
Nick?
no.
Okay.
We talked about it. We touched on it briefly
It is
last
cool.
episode, but I still haven't gotten around to watching it yet. No,
Yeah. So Dean,
I
you've
was gonna
seen
I
it
was gonna
now.
watch it
Yes.
last Friday, but Brian kept me up till the wee hours of the morning
Yeah.
drinking. So
Yeah, drinking and comparing show notes and
yes,
figuring
Very
out
professional.
inappropriate things to laugh at.
professional atmosphere.
So Dean, what do you think of WandaVision without any spoilers? What do you think about it?
I think it's weird and wild.
Mhm.
I think it's creative as hell.
Yeah.
I'm really trying not to give anything away. That's why I'm trying being coy with my words here.
Do you want me to take my headset off? Then you guys
No,
talk
well,
about it.
no.
and then
I still I wouldn't want to spoil it for anybody else who's listening. Those two guys might not have
Well-
seen it yet.
Well, if you've seen the trailers, you know that Wanda and the Vision they're like kind of stuck in a old retro sitcom type situations, and it
And
seems to
each-
be progressing every
Each
week.
episode mirrors kind of one of the old sitcoms. Like
Yeah.
the first one's Mary Tyler or the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Mhm.
Second one was Bewitched.
Right.
Third one was
Mary Tyler
Bra-
Moore, kind of, right? That's what I
the
heard.
Brady Bunch.
Okay.
At least the interior part of the house that was.
But it's progressing through the decades
like,
a little bit
right.
as they go. So obviously something's happening.
They'll do an 80s
Vision's
sitcom.
alive. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're stuck somewhere. You don't know how, why, or
You don't
anything
know
like that.
how
So-
or why Vision's alive.
Right. Right.
So
The
does
next-
this take place after?
After-
Like, is this after
In the-
everything else?
Mhm.
In theory, I mean, you don't know yet. I mean, you can assume.
I
but
guess
they
I
really
assumed when
they-
Vision was in it that it takes like it's leading up to but it's
No.
before all that.
It's after.
Oh,
It's after
yeah.
the Avengers.
okay.
Yeah. So it's you don't know. So again, you don't know what's happening.
And there's so many small Easter eggs in there
Mhm.
in this show, peppered all throughout it, that you gotta like. One of the things I do is as soon as I'm done, I'll go to there's this YouTube channel that I watch, and the guy kind of recaps and points out all the Easter eggs.
Yeah, the level of Easter eggs in this, clearly these are people who are fans of the comics. Because they really blend in. Stuff I knew in the comics.
And the obscure
they were together and stuff, and they were a couple in the comics for a while and everything like that. Right. The stuff that they come up with is very obscure and pretty cool. Huh. Yeah, so definitely a hit. So it gets me excited for the other shows that's going to come up.
And the first 2 episodes are in black and white.
Okay.
Besides, there's some pepper in some red in different places. I won't spoil it, so I won't tell you where, but there's some red in there, but mainly it's black and white.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the queue. I will be watching it. I just haven't had the time yet, but I definitely will watch it.
I mean, it's a segue into the new Doctor Strange movies, the multiverse thing.
Correct.
So it seems to be leading up to that, to where the multiverse, you can have different realities and different things. Plus, Wanda herself has the power to create different realities and different things like that. So it all seems to be kind of heading in that direction.
Well, speaking of Disney Plus, did you guys hear what they had said about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series?
No.
That for the season there will only be 6.
Okay.
But they will be an hour long.
Okay.
So you'll get
the same as Mandalorian.
No, Mandalorian's like half hour to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think any of them's an hour. I think
really?
The pilot might have been an hour.
Maybe I'm thinking 45.
You're right.
And then with commercial, if it were on TV, something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you would have put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know how many of those I need. I'm not sure. I'm interested, but we'll see.
You mean Star Wars shows in general, or like?
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi in that era where he's on Tatooine. I'm not sure. We'll see how they do.
6 hours would be good.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's how I felt about Rogue One when it came out. I'm like, I don't think I really care about this. And then I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, obviously, and I think we're all in the same boat with this, but any Star Wars content they pump out, we're going to watch it no matter like how much we care to actually see it, or we crave that content. We're going to watch it. So it's the same with that. But that's but somewhere along those lines.
All right, so other stuff we had over the past week, we had the new Super Bowl matchup is set. Super Bowl 55, kind of an upset with Tom Brady's Buccaneers playing,
oh my God,
playing the Kansas City Chiefs. So you have the quarterback that's been to be his 10th Super Bowl for Tom Brady versus Pat Mahomes, his 2nd consecutive Super Bowl. So is that remotely interesting or exciting to you guys at all? Or are you just bored with Tom Brady making a presence?
I could care less.
I love this. So I don't know. I actually, because my wife's Robin's big Browns fan, so doing my part, being supportive. I actually watched the Browns play the Chiefs. That was my first, I think, NFL game I've watched in like over 5 years. But I watched it, and so I don't really watch football. I don't watch the NFL that much. But I can't help, like, I love that story. Like, I know people don't like Tom Brady. They're sick of seeing him win all the time. But and Brian, I think we talked about this a little bit last week. I think Dean may have left by that point, but I love the fact that Tom Brady was able to go to another team after all that success that he had with the Patriots and with Bill Belichick.
And a shitty one at that.
And and he did what like LeBron James always does. And in basketball, it's easier to do that kind of thing because it's a very star-driven league. Football takes a lot more people. Like, it's not just one superstar typically overtaking a game, but this dude is literally doing that. I mean, that's insane. That is, especially for football.
It wasn't just him. They did bring a lot of people.
Well, yeah, and like, I mean, Gronkowski came out of retirement to be with him too, right? I forgot he was there with them, and
that's right.
I mean, sure, but still, I mean, that's insane that he's that level, that he can do that.
And I'm not saying that I'm not impressed. I do recognize how impressive that is. I do recognize, that he is probably the greatest quarterback of all time. Okay, fine. I can do it. But I have no interest in it. Like, okay, fine. Yeah. I'm going to watch it, just like you said about the Star Wars. It's the Super Bowl. I'm going to watch it, but I just don't care.
Yeah. Well, that's how, I mean, Brian and I were Cowboys fans and stuff. And back when they were in their heyday, people like, gee, again, I mean, that was nowhere near what Tom Brady's like been doing. But like, the Cowboys were always good. They were in the Super Bowl year after year. Or, they take a year off, back there again. Kobe Bryant. That guy they were, even if they didn't win the NBA title that year, they were like,
they were there.
They were in the finals more often than not. And I mean, people would be like, you'd root against the Lakers. Like, I'm sick of seeing like Kobe and Shaq and whoever, win all their.
Didn't they just
Kobe
win again this year?
Pau Gasol again. Well, yeah, with LeBron. Yeah, LeBron's first one with LA. But
it's like LeBron in the finals. You're right. So LeBron's been there, except for the last 2 years ago. They didn't make
2019. Yeah, right.
But he went to like 9 consecutive finals. Whatever team he was on made the finals. That's quite the run. Yeah, there's not many guys, not many quarterbacks ever that's taken 2 different teams to the Super Bowl, let alone won it. I don't think anybody has taken two different teams from 2 different conferences to the Super Bowl and has won the Super Bowl.
I don't know about conferences, but Peyton Manning did it with the Colts and the Broncos.
He did.
Manning.
Not many guys. I think
not many. Not many. No,
he might be the only one that's taken 2 different teams.
No, there's somebody else.
Kurt Warner took 2 teams, but he only won 1. He took the Rams and he lost.
And the Cardinals.
He lost.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, and you've got other perennially like good.
Joe Montana didn't do it, right?
He took the Chiefs to the championship, and actually they lost to the Bills. So it was the same championship as this past Sunday. Yeah, when the Bills won on their 4 consecutive year run, and that was Joe Montana. I think that was it for him.
Yeah. I mean, in recent years, you've got guys like Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They've been competitive. Ben Roethlisberger with the Steelers. They won a couple, but not on this same, like you said, with different teams. You've got quarterbacks that have been good and been competitive for years, and for some reason, Eli Manning was hanging around all the time for some reason. But had good quarterbacks, but to win at the level that he has, at the pace that he has, is just, it's ridiculous. And now to do it with a brand new team in his first year with that team, it's incredible. Like,
yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, you certainly have like the veteran, one of the greatest that ever played against probably the current most talented quarterback in the game. Period. Right now is Patrick Mahomes.
It feels almost like a passing of the torch type
kind of
situation.
Does. Yeah, somebody compared it to like Jordan playing LeBron in the finals or something like that. As far as like if Jordan was, anyhow. All right, enough of that. So it's an intriguing matchup. We'll see what happens. I think the Chiefs will be favored to win. I think the Chiefs will win the game, but
do they have the better team? Are they like the better overall team?
Chiefs are the overall better team. They've got Andy Reid as coach. I mean, they'll be ready to go, and they look.
Well, you forgot about the one good storyline there is it's the first time in Super Bowl history where one of the teams has the home field advantage.
That's right. The first time in Super Bowl history that the hosting team made it to the Super Bowl. That's never happened in 55 years. It's never worked out that way. It's been close, but never
Tampa.
got there. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Then they have the fucking virus, and they can't even fill the. You feel bad for those poor fans down there.
Well,
it's Florida.
Tampa Bay. They probably couldn't have filled the stadium anyways.
No. They would have been absolutely packed down there if they'd have let them. Anyhow, all right. Well, one thing about the Super Bowl too is I don't know if it's interesting or not, but the Budweiser has announced, along with a couple other sponsors, they're not going to run ads during the Super Bowl. They're going to donate money to vaccination awareness. So, is there a vaccine? I don't know that I was even aware there's of course there's a vaccine. I guess maybe they're trying to encourage people to get the vaccine if you're doubting it.
But the silliness of this.
That's all I've ever needed when I doubted things, is just for Budweiser to tell me that it's fine. And
right.
It's all I really.
Yeah, you're right. I was doubting things before.
Yeah, but Budweiser, they just told me I should get that vaccine. Maybe I should.
Those Clydesdales know what's up.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that because in the late '80s, I'm like, do I really want to party?
Right.
I'm not so sure. until Spuds McKenzie said, yes, you need to get out there and party.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to follow this dog's lead.
Vaccinated.
That's right.
Get vaccinated.
Yeah. Well, he was just telling us to party back then.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So maybe they should do that. That's a good idea. We need Spuds McKenzie again to come back and tell us to get vaccinated. Then maybe these it's Generation Z, maybe, Dean. Maybe Generation Z will listen for a change around here and get vaccinated and vote and do whatever we need them to do. Take care of us and so forth and all that. Yeah, so we agree. It's kind of a ridiculous, but yet Budweiser is not going to run ads. However, they're still going to run ads, for Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, Michelob Ultra, and Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer.
So Budweiser is the responsible dad in Bud Light and Bud Seltzer, and everybody else is just like, what the hell ever, woo.
But also the idea that the way they came out and to announce that they weren't going to put these ads on, they did it with a spot on TV. They did a fucking
to advertise it.
Spot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They showed, be responsible, get the vaccine, Budweiser.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. Oh, wow, maybe I should drink that shitty beer. I mean, they really are, good people, just trying to help America. Let's get some shitty beer. Let's go.
It's like telling somebody you donate to charity. It's like, just fucking do it.
Yes,
like, you don't have to tell people, okay, good for you, good job, thank you, pat on the back. Like,
that's
just do it. If you really care, just do it.
Like, if I go to tip a barista or anybody else, I will wait till those fucking people turn around to look at me. I want them to see me putting that money in.
So I don't know a ton about Seinfeld, but isn't it the one George stand where doesn't he put the tip, or I don't know if it's Jerry or George
puts it in.
It was George.
Puts it in, but they didn't see it, but he wanted credit for it, so he tried to take it back to do it again.
Exactly.
They caught him taking it out, and he got in trouble. He's like, "No, I wanted you to see it." And he got banned from wherever it was.
Yeah.
And by the way, on this, one last note on that: if you order a Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, legally, you can't get punched in the face. Legally.
Legally.
So I just want to make sure that
they just pass that law.
There's a waiver. Okay. If you order if you're caught drinking one, someone is allowed to walk up to you and slap it out of your hand.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure that's a federal law, though. I think that's a law. I don't even know if that's a federal law. I'm pretty sure that's a law divined down by God.
Maybe. I think Joe Biden was trying to get that in place, though, the federal with the mask. And it's just someone said, "Hey, Joe, can we throw this in there? If some guy's walking around, drinking a Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, can we just smack him?" He's like, "Yeah, sure."
Knock yourself
I don't like that. Those are malarkey drinks, or
that's right.
Whatever he said, something like that. So
malarkey. Yeah,
that's right. Okay, we had last week kind of a sad event. Eddie Van Halen would have been 66 years of age last week. So he passed away last year of cancer. Poor guy. So some very touching messages about him. So in my time, definitely our time, I should say, not my time, but me growing up in high school, certainly, when it was a guitar god on the old Van Halen. So that was kind of sad for me.
Yeah.
We had a rare tie. I've never seen this before at the end of Jeopardy. So we know poor Alex Trebek passed away, and they have Ken Jennings he's doing a temporary co-host thing. And Final Jeopardy ended in a tie. One guy, you watch it, it was actually kind of interesting, but one guy did a literal double, he wagered everything to max out 36,700, something like that. The other guy had more and wagered less and just happened to tie. It's like, so clearly his math was off.
Right.
Because what they usually will do is say, we'll figure, well, if he's going to wager at all,
and what's the win
I need
by
to wager by an extra $1. So whatever he did, he screwed up, and they both ended in a tie.
What happened?
They did a jousting.
Oh, good.
Believe it or not, it's pretty cool. No, but
horses and everything.
yeah.
Mount your steeds.
How sweet would that be? Wouldn't that be awesome? They just take them out in a parking lot.
Well, that would be the
These
best.
guys-
Ass.
And you said it's the first time it's ever happened, so maybe that's been the rule this entire time, but it just never came up. And
Show's
now
been on
that's how they do.
Show's
It
been
was-
on the air for 30 years, so they've had those horses in the background waiting.
Yeah.
So they pull the curtains back and it's just a skeleton of a horse.
Yeah. One was like the back was all droopy and stuff.
Right.
No, but they did like a tie-breaking question. So they put up another question. And to Ken Jennings' credit, now they could have edited it, of course, but he just rolled right into the rule,
Please-
and they had a
please tell me
tiebreaker question, and the first one that answered it correctly got it. So the guy rung in and got it right, and he was the winner.
Please
That
tell
was
me
it.
the tie-breaking question was, how many fingers am I holding up behind my back?
Well, the cool part was the one guy got it right, and the other guy, it was a trap door.
Right.
He was out of there,
Yo!
just like that, never to be seen again.
So I don't mean
Never to be seen again.
I'm not rushing anything along, but I'm just letting you guys know if I dip out, I'm on low power mode, so my phone may die. But that's
All right,
if I won't just abandon you.
We've
but
talked to you before. You're always on low power mode.
Well, we know you have to get Nick has a very early shift tomorrow as well, but those are some of the main headlines. I saw they had a Willy Wonka prequel planning in 2023. My first thought was
saw that,
why.
yeah.
Why
Not
is this
necessary.
necessary?
I don't want to
Not-
see watch his grandpa lay around in bed for more.
That,
like, what-
no.
No,
I
Willy
guess it's
Wonka
a,
himself as a young
Right.
kid.
Oh, okay.
How does he become? How
Let's
does he
see
become
Charlie
the-
like taking care of his lazy grandparents.
How
Like
does he
grandpa.
get the candy factory? Probably it's like Tom Holland, that plays, and then some other
Okay.
kid that looks like Tom Holland that's well known. I can't think of his name. Are in the running for the young Willy Wonka. I'm like, not necessary, not needed. That's slated for 2023. And what I thought was funny is Jared Leto. You know who he is, right? Played the Joker.
Yeah,
Academy Award. He
For 30 Seconds to Mars, was that the Jared Leto?
yes,
that his
that's
name?
him. That's right.
30
You're
Seconds to
right.
Mars, yeah.
yes.
That's right. Can you imagine where your world is now? Because I saw a headline of Jared Leto explains why he initially had no idea there was a pandemic. Did you see that, Art? Did you see the headline? You're laughing. Can you imagine where your life would be? It's like, because he went on some type of meditation retreat and then came back into reality or whatever it was and had no idea, apparently, for a little while that there was actually a pandemic happening in the world because you were that out of it.
I have so many
news.
emotions about that.
Like, is that good? Is that not
Like,
good? Is that
I
sound?
can't fault you for.
Sounds
I mean,
nice.
I want to
Sounds
punch him.
douchey.
I want to punch
Does
him.
it?
But at
I
the
was
same
on the
time,
borderline. Yeah.
It's kind of like, do you want to punch him because you wish you could have just lived in some Zen place and not known
That'd be
about all the
nice.
bad shit? I mean, let's be real. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little bit of all that going on. I kind of want to hit him, but at the same time, it's a little bit of jealousy.
Yeah, Dean was telling me the same thing the other day. It's like, but he just really hasn't been reading the fucking news. It's really as simple as that.
Yeah, I didn't know anything was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't know. Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
I like to
Mass-
meditate a little bit occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Medicate
Absolutely.
or meditate?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so that's some of the headlines I got over the past week from pop culture news. So anything else you guys have to add? Anything else interesting happen in the news or anything from what you've seen out there or whatever?
I heard they're supposed to be bringing the Fiesta potatoes back to Taco Bell. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know if that's a
Ooh,
rumor or
really?
not, but because they still have potatoes, but they only use them for breakfast stuff. You're not allowed to have them. It's not a breakfast thing. So I heard that they are talking about bringing the Fiesta potatoes back.
And that's what we need in 2021.
Give me
You know
something.
what I'm saying?
Fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
the world is burning, and you're limiting Taco Bell's menu now. Like, why? Well, because the world. I understand it's less to keep and less food waste and all that stuff. But come on, man. Come on.
All
Some
we're
goddamn
asking-
potatoes.
That's
Give me
right.
some smunchy, bro.
So they're giving us the
Mhm.
nacho fries, and
Yep,
now
those are back.
the Fiesta
Mhm.
potatoes. Yeah.
Yep.
Things are looking up.
I need that grilled cheese burrito back. I don't know if either one of you ever had the
It
pleasure.
was amazing.
I need that back in my life.
Yeah.
It became a
fantastic.
staple in my order every time, and now
Yep.
I have this empty space. I don't know what other thing to order with them.
It was weird and greasy, and there was wax paper
God.
involved. Oh,
Yeah,
it was so delicious.
so good.
I'm feeling, and that's another potential episode of best all-time and worst all-time fast food chains, items, fries.
Absolutely.
That's a good
didn't
episode
McDonald's did like a pizza for a while, eh? Like, it was like a while ago. Like,
they did.
I forgot
they
about
had like
that.
a pizza. Yep. There's some gimmicky things some different fast food places have tried. We could really we could do a good deep dive on that.
Yeah, who wants that? Nobody.
In Hawaii, I mean, we can save it for that episode, but in Hawaii, Spam is in every fast food. Like McDonald's has like Spam burgers in Hawaii because it's such a popular food. In Hawaii,
do they have
Spam
gravy?
Hashtag Spam gravy.
Spam gravy.
I like it. All right. Well, before we go off on
I'll
a
take that
tangent,
shit in the can.
Yeah, hell yeah. You take a lot in the can.
Hey!
Thank you.
Thank you for reviving the episode.
Yes.
Thank you.
If there's a joke we need to go out on, that's it.
There you go. All right, so that's a good one to wrap up on. So we appreciate you guys indulging us in this week in pop culture. So Nick, why don't you remind the folks where we can be found?
Yep.
Sir.
Go ahead. If you have a Facebook account or a YouTube account, you can just search Convincing Idiots. You'll find us there. We're also on Instagram at convincing_idiots. We're on Twitter at Convincing Idiot with no S. We are now on TikTok at Convincing Idiots also. And you can also drop us an email. Let us know what things you want to hear, what you like, what you don't like. If you want to come on the show, if you want some free stuff, you may or may not get it. Who knows? You could get a hold of us there, convincingidiots@gmail.com. And, of course, we're everywhere that you like to listen to podcasts. We're on Spotify and Google and Apple and all your major platforms. Or you could just ask your home assistant device, Alexa or Siri or whatever,
or you can
play
ask your
Convincing
mom.
Idiots. Or that. Ma, where's the ham gravy? Turn on Convincing Idiots.
There you go.
That might work. Work. So.
Excellent.
So anyway, as a kind of off episode, I think this was fun. Nice little chit chat. We should mix some of these in maybe a little more often. I don't like it. If people like it, let us. If they don't, then we'll stop, or you can pay us to stop. So for Convincing Idiots, I am Nick.
I'm Dean.
I am Brian.
Have we convinced you to come back, like, ever again?
Have you even heard our theme song before?
It's the Aaron Blake original. It's that. It's the brown. Okay. Ding. I gotta do the percussion too.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like we have the guy from the Police Academy movies right here with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might convince you may not convince some.
All right, now I know that he's never seen the Police Academy movies.
Have you ever seen Police Academy?
About.
No.
Okay. All right.
We've been over this. I've seen no movies. No movies.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, that was popular in '85, I want to say. Steve Guttenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who else was in it? Just that one black guy that made all the noises. I don't know his name. Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of margarita.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, maybe that's one to watch. I don't know how well that holds up either. It'd be kind of funny to watch some of those and see Nick's reaction to some of these we thought were funny in the 80s.
It might be bad because it's been a long time since I've seen the original one.
Yeah, because even then it was okay, but even the later ones is like,
Right, like Assignment Miami Beach.
Yeah, I don't know.
Citizens on Patrol wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And that was like the fourth one, too.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
The congestion makes you sound like you're just having even less of the shit today. It's like, yeah.